Armando Baker here.
It's Luke May.
This is Tyler Hansbrough.
University of North Carolina.
Here's North Carolina.
I just want to shout out my boy JBear_YT.
JBear_YT.
It's Carolina family, baby.
Go Heels.
Go Heels.
What's up, boys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a way too early 2023 NFL mock draft. With the conclusion of the 2022 NFL mock draft, why not get into 2023 since we have nothing better to do in the NFL world right now? So let's get right into it. Also, got a new mic. Can you guys tell? I think it's much better. Anyways, also this draft order obviously is according to the NFL mock draft database. I had nothing to do with the putting together of these rankings as far as who's picking first and so on. So let's get right into it. First, they have the Atlanta Falcons picking first overall, which is very possible looking at their roster right now. So with them just taking Desmond Ridder in this past draft, does that make you go away from quarterback here? He was a third-round pick, but can you pass up on a guy like Bryce Young or CJ Stroud? I'm going to go with yes. I know this may be shocking to some people, but I'm going to go Will Anderson out of Alabama. I think he's the best player in the cloud. Oh my goodness, in the clouds. I think he's the best player in the class, in my opinion. I don't think it's, at this point, really even that debatable. Jalen Carter is also incredible on the defensive side of the ball, but Will Anderson is just a difference maker in every way at the edge rusher position. So I'm going to go with him here at 1 and say they stick with Desmond Ridder. Give him a chance at least. Here at 2, though, I will not be sticking with their current quarterback situation. If the Texans, in which they are in this scenario, picking second overall, that means Davis Mills was in all likelihood horrible. So I got to go quarterback here. My top quarterback right now is Bryce Young. Now, that doesn't mean he's solidified as the guaranteed top guy in the class for the rest of the year. But right now, coming off a Heisman Trophy season, I know he's a little undersized, but in modern-day NFL, who really cares? I mean, come on. So I'm going to go Bryce Young here, quarterback out of Alabama. Top 2 picks being Alabama. That's just unfair, man. But here at number 3, the Detroit Lions, I'll have going quarterback as well. Jared Goff clearly isn't the answer for the future. They didn't take quarterback this year at any spot. So I'm going to CJ Stroud, quarterback out of Ohio State, who's also going to be in that number 1 overall conversation. It's looking like Bryce Young versus CJ Stroud is kind of like the Justin Fields versus Trevor Lawrence from a few years back. Number 4, the Seattle Seahawks on the clock. Do we go quarterback here? I don't know. They didn't take quarterback in the draft, so that does leave open the opportunity for their franchise guy. And if they're picking here at 4, man, I mean, you would have loved to see either Bryce Young or CJ Stroud be here. At this point, it's a good quarterback class. Don't get me wrong. But do I want to take my third quarterback here at 4? I mean, that's kind of what the purpose of this is. I'm going to be projecting here. I'm not high on Spencer Rattler. I'm not high on DJ Uiagalelei. Anthony Richardson got the potential to be a top 5 pick, but we haven't seen like anything from him. Phil Dracovic is tempting. Yeah, man, I just don't think I see a quarterback that I'm willing to go 4th overall here for. So I'm going to pass on those guys, and I'm going to go to the best player available. That's Jalen Carter, defensive tackle out of Georgia. I mean, you take all the Georgia defensive players from last year, Jalen Carter was debatably the best one, and he wasn't even draft eligible. I mean, this guy's talent is unreal. Right now, he's a lock at top 5 pick, in my opinion. He's incredible. 5, we have the New York Jets, who we could go another Ohio State player and pair up the Ohio State wide receivers for the Jets there. They took Garrett Wilson this past draft. And I might do that, honestly. I might seriously consider that. They didn't take a tackle. Maybe one of the tackles could be necessary to take later on. But yeah, right here, might as well go with another weapon for Zach Wilson and give him Jackson Smith and Jingba, who is debatably the best wide receiver for Ohio State last year, with Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave still there. Number 6, Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, my goodness, bro. This team still in the top 6. I think they might be worse than this in all seriousness. But here, I'm going to go offensive line and help Trevor Lawrence out a little bit in that. We could go Brian Brees, his former teammate for like 1 year, I believe, if they were on the same team. But I'm not going to do that. That's not the biggest position of need. And I'm not that high on Brian Brees anyways. So, right here, Paris Johnson, Peter Skoronski. We're more projecting with Paris Johnson to this point. So, I'm going to go Peter Skoronski. He's kind of like a proven guy. And he's going to be fantastic at tackle for the Jaguars. Here at 7, we have the Carolina Panthers on the clock. I mean, Matt Corral, you took him in the 3rd. You traded up for him. But does that eliminate the chances of a quarterback? I don't think it does. This quarterback class is really, really good. So right here, Will Levis could be the guy. I'm not going Spencer Rattler in the 1st round. Tyler Van Dyke's got a lot to prove, but he could be. Phil Jurkovec, same thing. I'm actually high on Devin Leary, and that's coming from a Carolina fan. So that's I'm not top 10 high on him, but you know what I'm saying. Let's go Will Levis out of Kentucky here. Number 8, we have the Chicago Bears on the clock. Ooh, man. Wide receiver for them is they gotta help Justin Fields if he wants to be their future guy. Could go Paris Johnson here. Wide receivers really tempting. Kayshon Boutte available. Jordan Addison. Josh Downs. I think Josh Downs could be a 1st round guy. Right now, all we've really seen him is in the slot. So I think he's going to go later in the 1st round. But if he can prove this year that he can play outside, which I think he's going to try and do, then he can be a top 15 player in the class. But right now, I'm going to go Kayshon Boutte out of LSU there. Number 9, we have the New York Giants on the clock. Quarterback. I mean, there's a lot of good quarterbacks there are. I'm going to say Anthony Richardson does take the next step and becomes that guy. So we're going to go with him here to the Giants. They are going to need a quarterback after this year. Daniel Jones just doesn't seem to be it. Washington, you might think I'm crazy, but I think they got their future quarterback in Sam Howell already on the roster, so we're not going to go quarterback here. I'm going to go corner, I think. I'm actually not that high on Kelee Ringo compared to a lot of guys, actually. Cam Smith is really good. Tony Grimes, honestly, I think still has a lot to prove. I'd actually rather go with Storm Duck here. They have at 4'10". Storm Duck at 4'10", that's crazy. Anyways, I'm going to go Cam Smith here out of South Carolina to the Washington Commanders. 11, we have the Steelers on the clock here. They just drafted Kenny Pickett. Offensive line's a big need. I'm going to go Paris Johnson. Kind of projecting, but he can definitely be that 1st round talent at the offensive tackle position for next year. 12, Minnesota on the clock. Did they get a corner this year? I'm not sure that they did. I'm going to go corner. I think Kelee Ringo is like a late 1st guy. Eli Ricks, Joey Porter as well. I'd also rather go. But I'm telling you, Storm Duck is nice. He was injured a lot last year, and he was still, in my opinion, the best corner on that team. But right here, I'll go Eli Ricks out of Alabama, transferring from LSU, I believe. 13, we got the Philadelphia Eagles on the clock. Let's see, do we go quarterback? Do we risk it? I might go Devin Leary in the 1st round at some point, but not here, I don't think. Maybe with their 19th pick, we'll consider that. Right here, did they take a wide receiver? I don't think they did. Nolan Smith's available. Look at this edge rushing class real quick. Miles Murphy. BJ Ojulari. Yeah, I think I'm going to go wide receiver here. Jordan Addison out of Pitt, probably I should say out of USC 14, Raiders on the clock. The Raiders. Do we have the edge? That defensive line's actually pretty solid, honestly. Obviously, you can always improve. Nolan Smith's got a lot to prove this year. Let's go Brian Brees out of Clemson here with this pick at the defensive tackle position. 15, we got the Miami Dolphins on the clock. Keely Ringo still available. I think they could use some more D-line help, honestly. So let's look at this edge class real quick. I'm going to go B.J. Ojulari out of LSU. I think he'll prove himself to be better than those two guys right there and be the next edge rusher off the board. 16, the Patriots are on the clock. What a draft they had. Not a fan of it. My goodness. I'm going to go corner with this pick probably. And a lot of people might consider this a reach, but I'm going Storm Duck out of Carolina, baby. What a player. 17, Tennessee Titans on the clock. Did they draft offensive line this year? I don't know if they did or not. DeJuan Jones, he is a mammoth of a human being. He's really good. Andrew Voorhees, I also like to go in the first round. But right here with the Titans, honestly, let's double dip into the edge class here. Isaiah Foskey's got a lot to prove, but I'm going to say he comes through and does it and gets drafted in the first round here. I'm going to Isaiah Foskey out of Notre Dame. 18, let's take a shot on offensive line here. I'm actually going to go Andrew Voorhees. I think he's more proven than DeJuan Jones right here. He can play guard or tackle at the next level, and he's going to be really good at it. So if they decide to move on from either of the tackles they have now, what can I think of their name? Larry Tunsil, or why can't I think of the right tackle? Anyways, number 19, we got the Eagles back on the clock. Let's say they take their quarterback of the future here. Spencer Rattler kind of seems like an Eagles guy, but I'm very low on Spencer Rattler. I think Phil Jurkovec potentially. I wish if he would have got injured and came out last year, I would have liked his odds a lot more. Tanner McKee's good as well. I want to go Devin Leary out of NC State here. Number 20, Baltimore Ravens. They killed the draft this past year. And let's say they continue to kill it and take the somewhat falling Keely Ringo here out of Georgia. And a lot of these, I'm not going to base it too much on needs because we don't really know after this year what the needs are going to be. It's kind of just like player rankings, honestly. 21, we have the Cardinals. Ooh, safety. Okay, so there's some safeties available that I like, actually. Bijan Robinson's probably going to be my one first-round running back. He's pretty special. Josh Downs is very tempting at this spot. We'll hold off on it for a little bit. Honestly, let's go Noah Sewell out of Oregon. Penei Sewell's brother, really talented player. 22, the Seattle Seahawks second pick. We took Jalen Carter 4th overall. So here, I think we go for a quarterback here late in the second round. Late in the first round, I should say. Let's go Phil Jurkovec out of Boston College. 23, we have the Chargers on the clock. They could use a receiver. Let's go Josh Downs. Josh Downs out of North Carolina. Second first-round Tar Heel this draft. 24, the Dolphins are on the clock. I'm going to go Bijan Robinson here. That'd be a great running back to the future for them. That'd be a fantastic pick. 25, got the Colts. I kind of want to go edge here. Maybe wide receiver. Oh, man. Dante Temis is really good. Let's go Miles Murphy out of Clemson with this spot. 26, the Dallas Cowboys are on the clock. Let's go Trenton Simpson, former almost Tar Heel, probably. He almost had him locked up, but he did go to Clemson. 27, the Bengals are on the clock. Safeties are going to start coming off the board. This isn't necessarily a safety need, so I'll pass one more time. But let's go Michael Myers on the board still, and he's really talented. He might be a first-round tight end. He'd have to have a really good season to be so, I think. But he is the top tight end available. Eric Gilbert could be really good, but we just haven't seen him play. So 28, let's say the safeties start coming off the board here. Jordan Battle, I think, is just the most consistently good safety out of this class. So let's go with him out of Alabama. 29, I think that a lot of these safeties deserve just to be taken. So, again, disregard, positional need for each team. This is kind of like a player ranking for me. Jaden Catalon and Brandon Joseph, I think, might be first-rounders, but definitely Brandon Joseph. We're going to go him here. 30, Kansas City Chiefs on the clock. Let's go Joey Porter out of Penn State. 31, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are available. Oh, Dante Demas is staring me right in the face. And with the final pick, the Buffalo Bills are on the clock, where we could go a variety of different places. Will McDonald's good. Will McDonald's really good. I think the offensive line could use some strengthening, though. Let's go DeJuan Jones. Say he takes that massive step and ends up a first rounder because he's a mammoth of a human being. So, guys, that's going to be my 2023 way too early mock draft. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do that YouTube stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one.